Yes.
And that's appreciation, that's not praise. I want you to know it's a difference. It's for your willingness to be used by God.
Yes.
To bless our spirit.
Teach.
Well, if you have your Bibles with you or your Bibles apps on your smartphone, if you could make it to the 4th chapter of the book of Ephesians, the New Testament record written by Paul of the church at Ephesus. We want to look at verses 26 through 32, but I implore you that when you have time in your own personal time, you read the entire 4th chapter. It's a chock full of power for us as believers in Jesus the Christ. And I ask if you have that passage of scripture ready, if you stand, if you are physically able, for reference to the reading of God's holy word. Ephesians 4th chapter, verses 26 through 32. I am reading from the New American Standard Version of the Word. I specifically like the way it is written in the New American Standard Version. In some versions, it's written a little bit differently. But the Word of God out of the New American Standard Version reads as follows. It says, "Be angry, and yet do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, and do not give the devil an opportunity. He who steals must steal no longer, but rather he must labor, performing with his own hands what is good, so that he will have something to share with one who has need. Let no unwholesome word proceed from your mouth, but only such a word as is good for edification, according to the need of the moment, so that it will give grace to those who hear. Do not grieve the Holy Spirit of God, by whom you were sealed for the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, along with all malice. Be kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving each other, just as God in Christ also has forgiven you."
Amen.
Let us pray. Gracious and all-wise God, I come now to you at this time of preaching to ask for your forgiveness of any sins of omission or commission I may have committed. Father God, empty me of Gerald and fill me with the power and the presence of your Holy Spirit. These here are your people. Be as reckless with me as you wish. Give glory unto yourself. And Father God, if anyone who's in here who doesn't know you in the pardon of their sins, or is out of relationship with you, or just needs prayer and fellowship with the local body, at the appropriate time, that allow that person, no matter who he or she may be, to come down front and we will minister to their respective needs. We pray all of this because of the crucified and shed blood of Jesus the Christ. And together, this body of believers said, Amen. I'd like to talk to you for a few moments this morning from the perspective of to live as a Christian. To live as a Christian. I come in around, somewhere between 10 and 10:30 most mornings to sit in on the last half, at least, of the Sunday school class. And this month has been a very powerful month for the class. And you get an opportunity to go and sit in on the exploration of the book of Romans. I suggest you do so, and I suggest you do so because it really is about how you live your life in a dying world. How you live your life in a dying world. If I had to sum it up any simpler than that, I'm not sure that I could, because that's what it's about. What I mean by a dying world is, this world is full of limitation, wants, and desires. And it sometimes is your wants and your desires that often lead you astray. Okay? See, they'll have you chasing a rabbit, tail in the middle of the day with a flashlight and it's following your wants. Your wants will get you in trouble.
Oh, yes.
Your wants, if unchecked, can kill you. And it's important as we are human beings with a spirit that is really on a journey, that we are more sometimes in touch with our feelings about stuff than we are spiritually with God. See, it's not typically the problem of what you go through. The problem is how you feel about it. See, because we can go through a whole lot. It's usually our reflections about how we feel about what we go through that causes the problem. And we often forget that we are mirroring our lives after Jesus Christ. So when calamity often hits us, we often begin to start to trip out. And I really think that's a first world United States problem. Although I haven't lived in another country, see, we have so much privilege. That the moment our privilege becomes compromised, we start to doubt God. See, the moment something that impacts your privilege is downgraded a moment, we tend to look up and say, God, are you still God? And that means that we have disconnected ourselves with what the story of Jesus Christ really is about from a ministry perspective. Because, see, Christ left all glory to come down and live in a fragile, dying body. Filled with limitation, doubt, and dismay. But yet, didn't sin. Didn't envy. Didn't act on his anger. Didn't allow what people said about him to change the way he treated people. Didn't let the fact that he only had one tunic and a pair of sandals change the fact that you could always find him in his father's house. But the lack of those things impact us. We worry if we ain't got but a couple pair of pants and a blazer or two. I can't go to church looking like I was looking last week. And church has never been, that's not what church is about.
That's right.
We made church a fashion.
Oh, yeah.
Well, where are you going, Pastor? Because I like the number of outfits I got in my closet, and as soon as you can get done, I'm headed to the mall anyway. That's good. You might see me there too. But really what I'm trying to get to you, brothers and sisters, today is to live as a Christian. My main point is this. Life has and will always provide us with choices. Every choice you make impacts the direction of your life. Have you ever made a choice that felt as if you were far from the direction you wanted to go in? Or perhaps you made a choice knowing it is wrong and slowly walked away from all you know to be right. In both situations, you must trust God's guidance and his direction to your destination. Notice what I just said. Don't think it's funny that I said it. You can make a decision to go with God, and you can make a decision to go against God. But in both of those situations, you gotta trust God. So, really, brothers and sisters, to live as a Christian, you gotta trust God. And to do so, I have 3 quick supporting points I think that make my point. And then we can go on to where we need to go on to.
Well,
the first point is simply this: change. The second point is your. And the third point is thinking. change your thinking.
Amen.
Just real simple, just so you get it. Change your thinking.
Amen.
See, change, let me back up. The true message in the book of Exodus is really twofold. First, is that God has reconciled individuals unto himself through Jesus Christ. Second, as that God has reconciled all individuals in Jesus Christ to each other. So isn't that interesting? He reconciled us all through Christ to him. And then through Christ also reconciled each of us to one another. Case in point. Let me show you how this reconciliation happens. Brother, Sister Patricia, Brother Anthony ran into some traffic because of the car wreck, right? That had an impact on service. So much so that when Sister Sherry comes to church this morning, we have to ask her if she would pray so service could continue to go on, because Lord knows we can't have it without music, right? But you understand how what happened to them impacted her. We are reconciled together as individuals. So when you are missing, that has an impact on other people. Right. So don't trip out if somebody calls and asks you where you were.
What?
It's because it had an impact on someone else that you were missing. See, we bought into this idea that we're individuals that are not connected to anybody. But everything has a connection. So, he's united us, reconciled individuals, to come together collectively and act like a church. To meet the needs that each other has. To fill in gaps. That is what the church collectively is supposed to what? Do. But he also brought us together, and this is so profound that I don't think we ever understand. He brought us together to display the manifold wisdoms of God to rulers and authorities in heavenly places. So in other words, he brought us together to show the power and the majesty of God to dismay the devil. Because, you know, the first thing they're going to say specifically about us as black folks, we know we can't work together. That's why we don't have nothing, because they say we can't work together. I have a little spot that I go to get my manicure and pedicure. Here I go. It's the only time I can get my feet rubbed. I'm single. I don't know what I'm talking about. I ain't ashamed. But the spot is run by a woman of Asian descent. And in the spot are her daughters who work with her and other family members that are connected to them. And they're in there collectively moving forward in life. I've gotten into a lot of discussions about preachers who be talking about tithes, don't talk about financial education. See, that's an example of financial education right there. Because if they're doing it all under one roof, they're going to make sure that roof is paid for before somebody moves to the next roof. But see, when we get 18, the first thing we say is, boy, I sure be glad when you get 18. Because you going to college or you going to the military, but you going to get out my house. As you kick them out in the world with all the same financial misknowledge that you've been misbalancing your checkbook with. And then want to know why they always asking you for money. See, this ain't what this sermon is about. See, the change is a verb that means to make or become different. As a noun, it is the act or instance of making or becoming different. People often turn to self-help industry to look to make significant changes in their lives. See, the self-help industry is a multi-billion-dollar cash cow filled with experts, some you know and others you don't know. And see, the industry is designed to combat negative thinking. So in other words, we'll watch Dr. Phil, we'll listen to Steve Harvey. We about to pay big money to go see Elanya Van Sant, who's coming to town. Because she's going to help you get your life right. But you look at your pastor like he crazy when he tells you. Depression is one such condition that leads people to the self-help industry. And see, there are several health factors that can impact depression. Obesity, heart disease, stroke, sleeping disorders, and less access to medical care. See, people suffering from depression are more likely to be in two categories. They're either likely to be divorced or they're likely to be unemployed. People who are aged 45 to 64 are the most likely to experience depression. I'm in that age group. Lord Jesus, help me, Jesus. African Americans are the highest demographic leading depression rates, with women twice as likely than men to suffer from depression or the symptoms of depression. Given that 1 in 10 women who give birth experience depression. Because of this, we sometimes seek unregulated and unqualified experts to give guidance on life to help us change. Either forgetting or not knowing what the Word of God teaches us. We miss the point of Sunday schools and sermons. Lessons in living provided by strong Christians. See, Ephesians 4 and 25 states the following. Therefore, lay aside falsehood. Speak truth to each one of you with his neighbor. For we are members of one another. But we can't stand to have the truth told to us. See, we don't want to know that we can live better. We just want everybody else to appreciate the way we live.
Yes, yes.
We want you to be happy with us in our mess until we come to our own senses. See, that was the prodigal son's problem last week. He wanted his desires to go run and do what he wanted to do, and then when it ran out, he found himself in a hog pen. Then he came to what? His what? Senses. Then his daddy wasn't what? Couldn't have been too wrong, right? Because the servants in his daddy's house had spare food, so that means that they had to live pretty good. So what mama and daddy was telling me all along must not been too bad. But as soon as somebody tells us something that'll help us, see, we don't want nothing that's not nice to our palates to go down our throats. See, to become different, we first must become truthful with one another. We must talk talk about the things that hurt our feelings. You know, the things that we are insecure about. The things that cause us to have strife with one another. You know, the things that we say, you know, I'm going to just sweep that under the rug. And until you got a pile of dirt and the rug got a lump in it. And everybody can see the lump, but we won't do nothing about it. We won't clean it. We'll just cover it up and hope that nobody will see the blemish. See, the self-help industry is filled with people you can relate to, telling you to do things that you don't want to do. But you feel good about Dr. Phil telling you about yourself. Then he called me at midnight talking about, Pastor, can you pray for me? You can pray for yourself. It's midnight, I'm asleep. Y'all know I'm telling the truth right now. See, if I said that, Sister Irene would have called me next day fast. Can I talk to you about something? I know we wouldn't do nothing like this. See, the church used to rely on its pastor to help provide an example for right living. But see, the moment the pastor tells you something you don't want to hear, makes you face one of them emotions you was trying to sweep under the rug. See, the emotions that people dealing with you keep running into. You know, we say stuff like, well, everybody's saying such and such about me. Everybody can't be wrong. Then we say stuff, well, everybody ain't right, you know what, I'm just gonna keep on keeping on doing what I'm doing. Perhaps God is trying to tell you something, and you just don't want to listen. Because everybody can't be wrong. You always just can't be right. But see, that's what makes people church hop until they get their way. Wow. People leave churches because they don't like people telling them about their mess. And just because you leave somewhere, you know you do take your baggage. See, what we're saying is we're no longer relating to God or God's representative. See, in teaching Sunday school, I was asked one time why ministers always want us to have our Bibles with us. Well, all you got to do is purchase the Bible once. A line of them came out with like 10 books. We just said purchase one Bible. Leave that alone, let that sink in. As I preached 2 weeks ago, the word is your only weapon. See, in church, we don't tell you to join this podcast or purchase this series of books to alter your living.
Yes.
No. We're saying if you live by the tenets of God, watch how your life will change. The church promotes healthy lifestyles. The church promotes money management. See, but you miss it because when the pastor starts talking about money, that's when you turn him off. I ain't got nothing to listen to. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is a major source of mental and physical health in this world. And the more you carry around the burden of unforgiveness is the more you suffer over and over. Because life is a cyclical, it runs in cycles. So if you got a problem with forgiveness, notice why you got a problem with people, because most people will do stuff that you got to forgive them for. Yours is a very interesting word because it's a determiner. And what I mean by that, by definition, it's belonging to or associated with any person in general. So your is a determiner of things. Like, are those your bags? Is that your child? Your so-and-so's little girl or little boy. It determines something about you. So if you're going to change, you've got to change you. As believers in Christ, we belong to a group of people who for thousands of years have followed the tenets of Jesus Christ. This following has not been without struggle or strain. See, dealing with ourselves, we're focusing heavily about our thoughts has an impact on what we believe. See, what caught me for this passage of scripture was the 26th verse. The 26th verse set me a loop. Because it says, be angry. And that took me for a loop. Be angry. So in other words, to be means to be involved with something. It didn't tell me to run from my anger. It told me to be angry. But watch yourself. Because there's a little comma right there. So while you embrace your anger, wait a minute, pause. Because then it says, and yet do not sin. Semicolon. Don't let the sun go down on your anger. Wait a minute, hold on. Be angry, but don't sin. Don't let the sun go down on your anger. Ooh, boy, that's messing me up. Because I'm embracing how I feel, but I can't let how I feel dictate the way I believe. So how I feel can dictate how I treat you. As a matter of fact, I can't even let the 12 hours that I get sunlight, I can't let that period of time that I have be wasted in how I feel.
Yes, yes.
So in other words, I can be angry, but my anger can't produce an outcome that's negative for my relationship with God. My anger has to be filled with something that pleases God. Yeah, that's a whole lot to think about. Because our world teaches us that we should respond to anger in ways that are self-gratifying. We spend our lives like the lady in the help who wants to bring the special pie to the lady she's been waiting on. However, this is counter to the Word of God, which is what the 26th verse of Ephesus is really stating. We should have emotion, but our emotions should not cause us to have ungodly behavior. It is natural for our emotions to have influence on our daily life. However, we can't let this influence have power over us. This is what comes with trial and error. You have got to embrace your emotions and to make the mistakes that they cause you to make before you can start making godly-based decisions. It's only right. God knows who you are. God knows the doctor told you don't have nothing sweet and you've been eating sweets. Because you say cookies and pies are just your weakness. God knows that. But what God wants to know is what you're going to do to get behind on the See, that's where people usually struggle with believing faith. Is that we want to have faith, we just don't want to work for it.
That's it.
We want faith in God, but we don't want to have to do anything to make faith in God probable in our lives. I just want to come and sit on the pew and be preached to. I don't want to have to be challenged in my life. Well, brothers and sisters, that ain't faith, that's superstition. That's planning for the worst and hoping for the best. Every step you take, you got to take a step towards God. That ain't taking a step the other way and saying, well, you know what, I hope God will bless it. You know, people always point to the story of Jonah. Like, well, you know, look at Jonah. Well, see, Jonah should be problematic if you start pointing to Jonah. First of all, Jonah was a preacher. Let that sink in for a minute. And Jonah hated his enemies. Let that sink in for a minute. And Jonah knew God would do for his enemies what he'd done for Jonah, and Jonah didn't want God to bless his enemies. Let that sink in for a minute. See, the Jonah story is, see, you can't quote the Jonah story and be comfortable with it, especially if you believe in God. You shouldn't be. Because Jonah's thinking was wrong. So Jonah sits in the belly of the whale, and his thinking is wrong. And for those of you that say Jonah's thinking got right, I'll tell you to go read the story again, because he sits, I believe, up under a tree and waits for God to do what he knows God will do. See, Jonah's problem is Jonah knows what God will do. He just don't like who he's going to do it to. See, if you're going to really change your thinking, and you're going to walk around carrying stuff and burdens and barriers with other people, you can't be responsible for worrying about who God's going to bless. You just got to be responsible enough to bring the blessing to the person God needs to bless. You say, I ain't going to do that for us. You might get saved. What's it account to do? How about you might get saved? You're the one locked up and bound. You're the one God's trying to bless. I'll turn to you. Our ability to be Christians is based on a discipline and a spiritual level of maturity. How we focus our lives is how Christ has focused us toward his best gifts. See, his best gifts ain't cars and money. His best gifts ain't a big house. His best gift is not a fine man or a fine woman. His best gift is joy. His best gift is peace. His best gift is long suffering. His best gifts are sacrifice, patience, meekness, gentleness, kindness. Those are the best gifts of God. Because if you lose those things, you ain't got nothing. Thinking. Thinking is a noun, which means the process of using one's mind to consider or reason about something. See, it's easy for us to comprehend defense by some offensive action. You know, someone talks bad about us, we talk bad about them. Someone does something bad to us, we do something bad to them. We believe that repaying is an equal thing. You did it to me, I'm going to do it to you. However, this is counter-Christian thought and doctrine.
Yes.
For Luke 28 tells us, ooh, it's a mouthful, bless them that curse you, and pray for them who despitefully use you. That's what the mature Christian does. The less mature Christian brings them a nice pie and smile. That ain't got nothing to do with what God has asked you to do. See, we are to love with a selfless love that's signified by the sacrifice of Christ. We are to give ourselves in love to others, which is what makes the faith very difficult for even the most experienced believer. Because the faith challenges our thoughts, which makes us comfortable with what we know. It is easy to allow unwholesome talk to represent us when challenges occur. Yeah. See, I would address each situation, as an immature Christian, when difficulties presented themselves to me, I would address those situations with colorful adjectives to describe exactly the way I felt. And the more serious the situation, the more colorful my adjectives would become. See, with Christ, though, there's an effort on my part not to respond to those situations with the same colorful adjectives. I had one of those situations at work on Friday. I'm going to leave that alone. See, it doesn't matter if the situation is by accident or if it's on purpose. It's how you respond to the situation that matters. See, it takes a change in your thoughts that are followed by your actions to showcase really what you believe. So when you're struggling and you don't feel like God is close, don't stop coming to church. When you're struggling and you don't feel like God is close and you don't think he's hearing your requests, don't stop reading your Bible and coming to church and going to Sunday school and paying your time. Because see, it's when we feel like we're disconnected with God, then we say, well, wait a minute, you ain't responding the way I thought you would respond, or I think you should respond, so I'm going to quit talking to you altogether. See, but you pray to God, but that's just a one-way conversation. That's giving God what you want God to hear. But do you read his word when you pray? Because see, that's the way God communicates back to us. It's through his word. So if you're praying and you ain't reading, then I'm saying to you that you're the only one talking. And a conversation with yourself ain't gonna yield much. See, I gave my life to Christ when I was 21 years old to get out of some trouble. And at 26, I've been walking with God for about 5 years. I'm still extremely immature as to how this thing works. But at 26, there was a tragedy that happened in my life. I think many of you were here when George Carpenter came to church. He was the uncle of a very good friend of mine named Demetrius Carpenter. He found, affectionately called Meeson, we found Meeson with a bullet hole in his head one morning, one evening, shall I say, sitting on his front steps. That's where the body was found, actually, by a real good friend of mine, whose birthday was last Friday. Well, anyway, I'm walking with God. I'm going to church all the time. I decided that I was not going to allow his little brother to fall by the wayside. They were our next door neighbors, and we were extremely close. I could walk in their house at any time I wanted to and go into the refrigerator, take me some chicken out, heat it up and eat it, and sit and drink all the soda and Kool-Aid in the kitchen, and nobody was going to say a word to me. That was how close our families were. So I was going to take his little brother and I was going to minister to his little brother. And it really, Minister Tobin, worked out as I thought I was going to save his little brother. Well, it didn't matter. It seemed like all the praying and all the ministering I tried to do seemed like it was worse. And it was, for Anthony eventually ended up going to the penitentiary. He went for somewhere between 5 and 10 years. I hadn't seen Anthony in some time. His mother, because you know, a mother's love never gives up on her child. His mother encouraged me to write him, and I didn't want to write him. I'll be quite honest with you, because I felt like it was my job to save, and I failed in that job because he went on to the penitentiary. But see, I'm so glad that the futility of my thinking is not what God's thinking. I say that to say, I ran into Anthony last Wednesday. He's out of the penitentiary now. And to hear him talk about his relationship with God was something that floored me, and I was not prepared for. Because he was so into his relationship with God, he said, you know what, anytime I come to a work situation, I stop and first ask God, what do you want me to do in this particular situation? It displayed a level of humility that I was not prepared to see. For here I am thinking I'm something, pastoring a church with people who are following me, and his humbleness just floored me. He didn't have much, but what he had, he treasured. And that's where his value was. And his blessing to me was to show me that his thinking changed regardless of the situation he faced. He said, as a matter of fact, I was in jail, I saw everything that you could see in jail, but that ain't how I wanted to live my life. Even when I was on the street, I didn't want to live my life the way I was living my life, but I was living it that way, still trying to help people. So when God sat me down in jail, God did the best thing he could do for me because he got my attention. Totally changed the rest of my week. It's so powerful to change the rest of my week. I write sermons in phases. I write points in days. So I saw him on Wednesday, and his Wednesday affected point number 3, your thinking. God knows how he's doing stuff. So he altered my thinking because I thought I didn't do it. But you have to remember, brothers and sisters, and let my experience be a testimony to you. Plant, water, harvest. You don't know where you are. All you need to do is play your part. But you can't play your part if when God calls your number, you won't get in the game. Because you don't think you're of any significance. You don't think you're of any value. Or you don't think that because I'm suffering something, I can't give anything to someone else. See, perhaps God is trying to get you to minister with that very thing that you're suffering with, because the person you need to minister to needs to see the authenticity of somebody giving more of themselves than what they feel like they have. It is about our thinking, brothers and sisters, that has everything to do with what we do for God. And there's a quote I use on my email at work. And I share this with you as I prepare to close. And this quote, when I saw it, impacted my life. So much so that I use it on my email tag at work. He said, you know, if you think that you are too small to make a difference, you must have never tried to go to sleep with a mosquito in your room. Because see, mosquitoes will mess you up. You'll be scratching all night long. And a little bitty thing, and you know in the dark you can't see them, because you can barely see them in the light. And when they land on you, they don't make a pressure impact. Like a fly, when it lands, you can tell it's there. You can't tell a mosquito is there. As a matter of fact, you really can't even tell until it starts itching because they sucked a good needle. Understand, brothers and sisters, it is not your size that makes an impact. It is your earnest commitment to God and to share with somebody else to make an impact. I thought I was blessing Anthony all those years ago, and he came to bless me. His deliverance back to my life blessed me, helped me keep on keeping on. shame your feet. To live as a Christian, that is what we must do. And if we want our lives to be different, then we must be different. To God.